I'd like to call the meeting to order on May 12th, 2026, Dupont Town Board. I'd like to start with a prayer. If you need to lead us in that, give us patience.
Lord, thank you for the time you've given us today. Love you and we praise you for your greatness. I pray, God, that you'd help us today to be able to make wise decisions, be good stewards of this town. Lord, that you would grant the wisdom that is needed for today. In your name we pray. Amen.
I'd like to follow by the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
They take attendance now. Lonnie Dickin,
Yes. Here.
John Adams,
Here.
Caleb Malcolm.
Here.
Melinda Gill. Here. Rowan Meek here. Heidi is not here. Scott Williams.
Here.
And the visitors we have today is Josh McDonald and Christine Dickin.
Everybody like to look over the board minutes from last meeting. If they see any additions or corrections, let us know. If nobody has any additions or corrections to the treasurer's report, can I get a motion to?
I need an approval on the board minutes.
Oh, board minutes, sorry, I'm working here. I'm the treasurer's report. Accept. Have a second. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Next, we'd like to take a look at the treasurer's report.
Wheel tax now? Yes, so Jefferson County implemented a wheel tax. So it's anybody that registers their vehicles gets charged a small wheel tax. And so this, what we've got in there right now, $296.87 is for January and February. And then they haven't received March's yet. So I don't know how often, because Jefferson County gets it and then they send me our share. But that's what we got so far. It had to be put into a separate account completely. So we had to establish a whole new account for it. And it can be used for road repairs, sidewalk repairs, stuff like that. It's to maintain the roads and the streets and the sidewalks in town.
Does anyone have any additions or corrections or questions about the treasurer's report? No. Could I get a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
Make a motion to approve.
Can I get a second on that motion?
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
See, the whole business, the income study, I seen where they've had pretty, returns on those.
Yeah, so she did send out the letters to the Dupont sewage customers for the income study. And I don't think that she's getting very many back. So she's going to have to do either a second letter or actual door to door. They also just sent out the income study for the Lancaster Township, and she's not got very good return on it either. So there's probably going to have to be another step to follow up on that. But she's got
I
80.
think they had 18 return,
Well, I got one of each. I returned mine.
but I think it was like a real low number, like 8.
So yeah, she is working on it, but so far not a real good return on them. So
Scott, did those guys give you back with a quote? I know that Bobby and all of them was working on it, talked to me. Did you have a company said it for just through the pumps?
Yeah, he hasn't got back with me yet. I'll text him while we're sitting here and see if it's.
I know that Bobby and them, they have been down there
Yeah.
several times.
Yeah, Bobby's been done.
They put out a bunch of work to try to get us a quote on a upgrade to the station. I know at least 2 times they've been here.
you're getting a quote on redoing the whole
The
thing.
whole thing.
The whole thing.
We're getting 2 quotes. We're getting a quote on a repair and a quote on replacing the whole lift station.
Okay.
Because if we're going to go for this upgrade, we got to have a goal in mind.
But Scott's working on just
Replace
replacing.
if the rest of it, there's a lot of valves and things that need replaced.
Yeah.
Our generator needs work. Control panels need work. There's a lot that needs fixed, but either updating all of that and not changing the stuff in the ground, because once we start changing all the stuff in the ground, it becomes very expensive because you cross the creek. You got to cut the pipes out. You got to cut the creek out again. So you have to dam the creek up, pump the water around while you're working. And it becomes very expensive to do that. If our facilities are good enough to withstand another point. Because in all honesty, we have some other issues that need some money too, like the line. Well, it goes behind Jeff's house. There's a sewer line right there, goes to almost the back door of the Methodist church. There's a manhole and dogs back and over. I know that line, one of the smoke tests, I went out and checked it out, it's our main leak. It came as their property, like their property, sits right there, the house next door to them. It's Christian Peretti owns it now, the one that Tim Boulder had.
Yeah.
That leak is back on the main, it's not. So if we get some mains lined, it would be really good.
What about the one under there? That was so bad.
We need to get it done. It's kind of see, but it needs to be done. But I'm not convinced that that one is taking all the water that Scott's getting. Because what the pumps run this week after the big rain last week, Scott, 2
They did.
days,
Yeah, they worked for 2 days.
high level on. That's one as hard as they can. But part of that, I think part of that's due to the pump inefficiency. What do you think?
Yeah,
The pump mechanism is just
And what really needs to be the pumps work, and what failed at Hanover was the containment that the pumps were in. It's just like that one over here, but something let go and it filled it up with water. So that's kind of what I was.
So that's why we have the engineers looking at to see if they come back and say, well, you're wasting your money because it's the containment's general, then we'll have to move forward replacement. We're just trying to look at a couple of different avenues to put some options in front of the board. So as like I said, I know that Bobby's been working on it. Kind of got maps. They've been busy yet. Else have any old business? I guess there is some old business stuff. Yes, for the school,
Yes.
we have some advisement from our attorney on that whole situation. Robin Rich out, and our advisement on it is to not to give a grant unless we have some ownership of it. If we choose to lease it to a 501(c) and let them try to run it and get more grants, that's fine. But basically, it needs to belong to the town, because to do that, well, pretty much what they said in there, I don't know word for word without reading it to you guys, but it was something along the lines of, leases got complicated when it comes to ownership. And if they did lease it from the advisory board, the 501(c), when the advisory board was gone, if and when it's gone, then they will have no lease. There's no way to make that stand.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be crazy to invest our time, effort, and resources into a building that, if the advisory board, which is more than likely, could be consolidated or eliminated, loses control of the building.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention the independency also of an advisory board, but it no ties. There would be some, but it would be largely.
Well, basically, when Doug Harrell signs that paper, if he signs it to the 501(c), then he has no say over it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically what a group of 5 people
Yep.
choose to do with the bill.
You want to read it, Bill?
I can't, I got it right here. My hands on
So-
the bill.
I called her one day, and the last meeting we were talking to Patty about trying to have a meeting, and we knew that we needed, representation from a lawyer, legal. So I was sitting at home one day, and I was like, okay, I'm going to call her. So I called her, and I kind of went over, what was going on with it, what they wanted us to apply for the Ochre grant, but us not have the lease and on and on. And so she said, well, let her get with Pat McGrath, and that she would get me some answers back. And within a couple days, they sent me this, and it's pretty long, but it's very detailed on what he thinks. And then
He's even got all the quotes. He's reaching back out to Heidi. He said, I recommend the town to explore the option of having the township transfer the property whole to the town over any lease option. The lease options are too messy. While they can be legally accomplished, they require multiple contingency that may create future issues with transfer, ownership, and funding. A township can lease the building to a 501(c)(3) under Indiana Code Section 36-1-11-1 (B) (7) item, which allows for the sale or lease to a charitable organization without competitive bidding. And 36-1-11-5-6, which allows for disposal of property to a nonprofit for charitable reasons. Similarly, if the township can lease the building to the town under Indiana Section Code 3-1-11-8 under an intergovernment AL agreement, or under 36-1-10, which requires a fair and reasonable lease rental. However, in both these cases, the future is uncertain. Leases cannot be for an indefinite period. They can be for a very long time, can have automatic renewal clauses. However, they cannot be forever. This means that any lease structure could fall apart in the future, or the parties or circumstances change. The town and the township are right to worry about the consolidation of the township. This is, in fact, in the works, and seems to have strong support. If the township is consolidated, most likely the county would take over all township roles. This means it would be de facto party to any lease. There is no guarantee the county will have the same vision for the property that the township does. While we could write contingencies for the township consolidation, including the transfer of ownership, there is no guarantee the county would accept those contingencies. This is particularly uncertain as we do not know what the legislative requirements will be for consolidation. If the state dictates certain rules and procedures for the transship of township assets, automatic transfer provision of the lease may be deemed illegal or ignored. Leasing creates liabilities for the town without giving the town benefit of ownership. Most likely, the township would want the town to assume all liabilities, including insurance, property management, etc. The town will be investing in keeping the property safe and liability free, but will not enjoy the ownership. Similarly, if the town plans to invest any of the town's resources, money, time, materials into the building, that investment will be lost if the lease eventually ends. Without ownership, every effort the town puts into the building will be investment in someone else's property. Leasing may impact funding. Each grant that may be available for different aspect of the intended use will likely have different requirements. It is possible that the town will be bypassed on certain grants if it does not actually own the property. It will likely be impossible to ever issue a bond to improve the property without ownership. If the town is reluctant to give away the property, we can do a deed with restrictions such as property ever ceases to be used as a community center for a set period of time, it reverts to the township. Or if the town ever seeks to transfer the property to another entity, the township has first refusal. In short, yes, the township can lease the property to the town or a 501c3. However, such a procedure will require some tricky writing, will not guarantee the town's investment, and may saddle the town with liability without ownership, and or limit the grants and or bonds the town could obtain if it has fee simple ownership. So
It would be ideal. Otherwise, it's going to be a sheet because there will be no holder of the title or deed or anything like that. And it just goes
it would be
to
the
county.
but it would be it would be the township holding it, and when the township gets dissolved, then it would go to the county. And here's the other part of that not that it would happen, but what if all it's going to take is when you got 5 or 6 people on a board running a building, all it's going to take is 2 or 3 of them to get mad at one another, then you have 3 people running. Or you have 2 people, then you have 1 person.
Mhm.
And if it fails, then all the money invested is lost.
Right.
No matter if it's Bethany's money, no matter if it's Oprah money, it's lost.
Okay.
So,
It just don't work.
That sells it with me.
so-
Get it.
Well, that's how
You can't
good.
do that.
If they want to sign it over,
They want to get the ownership.
well, I think, and the sad part is, I've tried to talk to Doug about it some as well. I think that if we have ownership, we have the opportunity to way more for the building than anybody else.
Yeah.
Because we can seek the open grants and actually use it on our property, and then all their problems are gone.
Yeah.
And if we chose the 501(c), I'm not trying to say bad at all. Those people have busted their butts and they're trying to get grants. They're waiting on grants. Maybe it's a thing that if the town doesn't want to mess with it, the town could get the grants and see the remodel stuff, but lease it to the 501(c) and let them keep doing their grants. If they want to lease the building out, let them. But if anything ever happens, we retain ownership.
I just don't see us getting involved in something that we have absolutely no say in.
Right, exactly.
That just doesn't even make sense to me.
Well, even just the legal precedent of us having to have a town board, even if there's someone who resigns, you have to fill that spot. There's legal precedent. 501(c). Yeah. Who
Take it
knows
all
where that
off
could end.
tomorrow.
And then what?
Well, the thing of it is, though, I mean, if it was that 501(c), I would think they would have some very bonding rules and regulations of the members of the group, but they haven't got that far yet. They kind of pushed and wanted to push the open grant through, so they kind of pushed it all ahead. But I mean, there's no bylaws,
Mhm.
so somebody can quit, and the next person say, "Well, I'm president, and this is what we're going to do with it."
Yeah.
And it's scary.
Under the current situation, if the state does abolish the townships, who would gain ownership of the building?
The county, no matter if they got a lease or not.
Consolidation.
Well, I didn't know if they were consolidating county or the local towns or
Well,
what.
nobody knows.
Yeah, I don't think they know for sure yet. When I talked to Heidi the first time, she said that looking and grading each township basically.
And I would say our grade's pretty low.
Yeah, to see what the grade is. And then to see what they think would best fit that grade and where that should go. So they might combine two townships together if they're local and that one can take care of the other. They might give it all to the head county, the county seat, which would be Jefferson County. Or if there's a town in that township, they could combine it with the town. So
It could end up coming to the town.
yeah, it could end up coming to the town
I was
anyway,
wondering.
but
No, but nobody knows.
yeah,
And that
I have
government
no idea.
survey system, what's the square mileage range of a township again? 23? No, it's
I don't
I
close
don't
to
know.
40.
Mm,
Yeah.
Is there a set amount?
there was.
There was.
I don't know if it's still
But
retains that.
it's all graded on. You know, there's some things on here. Some of our paperwork didn't get turned in. A lot of it. We missed a board member for a lot of years. That counts against you. One thing that helps you is we do have a fire department. And nobody knows what they're going to do. I'm not saying good or bad or why things happen. It's just where we're at. You know, technology, you know, we have somebody doing a trustee's job that's not, you know, technology's not up to date. It makes it very hard for them.
Right.
Not that they're not trying to do a really good job. But that's where we stand on this week. And I missed the last meeting. So I don't know what they're doing. I know that they were wanting to tear the playground down and sell some of the stuff. And then I think Bobby made them aware that every piece of that they sold was a liability. Somebody could come back and sue. One of them old slides, if you go down right in the road, the kid got cut. You know, a lot of that yard sale. I
Who said
would
it
go.
was
I would
junk
go.
before.
I want to go put it in a pile of an excavator and just haul off. I just want to
Yes.
take the excavator down there, put it all in a pile, and just clean it up. So grass seed right there.
Yeah.
That's just what needs to happen. I just haven't had time. We're been extremely busy. So, so we'll move on to new business. Did you get a hold of Adam?
No, but I'm going to.
Well, I'm going to assign you that project,
Sounds great.
and we will back you on that project.
Sounds great.
Because
to me.
while it's running over the road, it's destroying the road on the other side too.
It is.
Yeah, walk down the road and show him. I mean, something needs to be done. The culvert by Caleb's house. Every time they get a big rain, the railroads where they spray all that stuff, everything's dead. It washes the culvert full. It comes up over the road. It goes, cuts Caleb's driveway out, cuts the upside road out, and then floods the guy down below. Floods his whole yard. Washes rock all the way in his yard. So I told Caleb he should probably get a hold of Adam. And it's railroad right away. That's all railroad there.
It is.
So we can't do nothing anyway.
They cleaned it out once or twice over the past year, and we've cleaned it out once or twice in the past year.
They need to come up with a better solution. On Rails Road, the people with the sewer problem, I would like to send each one of those houses a letter. If they need to do something, they have 30 days or whatever to fix their sewer issue, or we're going to fix it and they'll be charged.
Okay.
Because I'm tired of sewage, raw sewage standing in a ditch and kids over there on their own. The situation is Chestnut Street, right there.
Mhm.
3 houses that are built from Chestnut Street to the house where the Kings lived, and I don't know who was in the brick house. That's Scott aware about this. Whoever put those houses in, put all 3 of those houses to one pipe. It didn't run it under the road to our main. It's had issues. Our main is open. So that is their line. That was their issue and they refused to fix it. So they want to call and complain about sewage bubbling in their house, but it's their issue. It is a service line. It is not a main. We did not install it. I don't even know who installed it or when, but there's 3 houses hooked to one. When you go home, look to your right.
So that's it.
It's on the right. You know where the brick house
Yeah.
with the white. Look right there as a clean out and you'll see the sewage.
Oh, is it still leaking?
Oh yeah, they won't fix it. That's been a fight. They've called me and yelled at me. They've yelled at Robin
Really?
because they don't want to take responsibility. They don't have money for a plumber. They're not thinking it's the town's problem. Our main is clear. Scott has been with me to verify that. We have opened the manhole.
We have them similar in Hanover. It's the residents' problem in Hanover.
Yeah.
I'm pretty.
How did they fix that? Just clean it out?
All they do, I have fixed it
Clean it
out of the
up.
goodness of my heart for some people. I did it before,
Uh-huh.
and I just went down there with a big snake and snaked it out. That's all it needs.
Okay.
Well, her dad came to her house and snaked hers. I guess hers was clean down to that point.
Right, but they're all three still hooked to it. It's
Yeah.
not us.
So then she called back.
See, the sewer main there, what makes it difficult? The sewer main goes behind the firehouse. It comes down the alley.
Mhm.
So where it comes to the alleys, the only place they had access because there was houses all across the road right here. So they couldn't come straight to our main because our main's back here. So that's where the closest they can get. So whoever built the houses tied all three of them on one pipe and did one more under the road and tied it into the main.
One factory.
They used
Are they all three having a problem?
Yeah.
You
Yes.
say they all three bitch in on the plumber.
Yeah. They all three are
How did you get together?
Otherwise, there's gonna be contractors leaving.
Yeah, we're gonna snake it out, but they're gonna pay. Or we'll send somebody to snake it out.
There's
See you, Josh. Thank you.
thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, Josh.
Okay. I'll send letters.
Update on the park. I guess the water fountain's fixed.
Yes.
We need to make a decision. We need to figure out what we're gonna do to calm them about. It's plumbed all too small. The water flow's terrible. The toilet won't fill up. And the problem's been there since it was new. And it needs to be totally replumbed. There's not a lot to replumbing it because you only have a sink, a water fountain, and a toilet. But it needs way bigger lines than all. What's it take? Probably at least 5 minutes for the toilet to fill up.
Oh yeah, it's slow. And Brian redid the inside of the toilet thinking that might be it, and it's not. John actually turned the valve around
Fixed the valve, got the water all the way on, and didn't
and
help.
it still didn't help.
Because it goes from a 3/4 inch line to a quarter.
Quarter inch.
It's just quarter inch.
Oh.
It might be half inch. I think it's quarter inch.
Oh yeah.
Maybe half inch. It needs to be 3/8 or not 3/8, but
3/4.
3/4 run across there.
By reduction.
Yeah.
Well, it's enough that the toilet just trickles. I mean, it's just, it'd be all right in your bathroom in your house.
We got it.
No, I wouldn't want
We
that.
got it on the back.
I don't wanna wait
I don't
and then
want
screw up another flush.
And I think that's what's happening. It's taking so long for it to fill up.
people just.
People aren't
Yeah.
flushing it, and then it's leaving a mess.
And then I think the wax ring leaks on the toilet also.
So we're just gonna get that done, right?
We need to get it done.
Yeah.
So did Ryan call you this week?
Uh-uh.
Okay. So Ryan called. He wanted to do another raffle like he did for the Easter egg hunts. And I told him to reach out to you to make sure that you were okay with it too. But he wants to do a raffle himself and use that money.
If I got time, I will go replumb it. It's not. I put the original plumbing in. I didn't plumb it,
Mhm.
but I ran the line and everything too. It just needs a shut off valve and all the garbage that's in there. The one thing is the spigot. You know, everybody's worried about the spigot. We'll just take the handle off of it and lock it up in the box. Then can't nobody turn it on. Or we'll get one that takes the
little square key. Yeah.
Yeah,
the tiki.
Yeah.
Just then that'll solve that problem. We don't need that box and
I agree.
all
That's
that
what we
pipe.
got
It's
on
got
the
pipe
tap
wrapped
box.
around it and it just needs
Square.
it needs to be cut off. All that cut out, throw it away, and redone. And it's not. I mean, it's not a very expensive endeavor because you have really needs to come into a manifold and everything come out of the manifold. One go to the sink, one go to the toilet, one go to the fountain.
But Ryan does want to do a raffle and help pay for it. So are you guys okay with that?
I'm fine with it.
Do pizza tomorrow.
Yeah.
Our house.
Where's it at?
right here.
Where?
Really?
Oh, they had a cookout. They had a cookout last weekend or weekend before. And he bought a new smoker.
Oh,
He
yeah.
smoked the whole bone, some chickens, and oh my goodness, oh my goodness, that poor board would just fall apart. It was probably some of the best smoked meat I ever had. Wow.
I think it's setting up here tomorrow from 4 to
The pizza
7.
truck is just.
Yeah, 4 to 7, the
Smokes
pizza
it.
truck. So if you're out here
I have-
late,
I
grab
have
us
Yeah,
some,
pizza.
I have some funny information on that. But you know how he determined that he had chugged? So by traffic.
Oh, yeah.
So
'cause
he's
of
playing off of the traffic
the
count.
garbage.
How many cars go by on Wednesdays? How many go to the? Chuck does like how many trucks, so many cars, so many bicycles, and a lawnmower or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But
how he
Ryan
it.
does do a lot to help.
Yes,
he does do a lot.
yes, he does. And he has that gift of just being able to bring out the best.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, the raffle he did when we were doing the Easter egg hunt paid for all food. So, and he wants to do it to be able to replumb the bathroom.
He said a long time ago when the park was done, he didn't want to see the town drown in the finance the sorrows over the park. So whatever, man. He
That's
said
awesome.
he's always stuck to that.
Mm.
How is the mowing going? Was that had any issues or
No,
problems or no?
good. And Scott was giving him a compliment today, saying
Yeah.
how nice it looked.
I figures.
Yeah, that's real good.
But he's done fine. He is waiting on his girls to get out of school to cut that fence row at the lagoons. He's going to cut that whole fence row down, and he's going to use child labor on them to help with wood. But yeah, he's going to do that. He's already sprayed weed killer somewhere, and I love that he's cleaning the park. He's already fixed the water fountain and two or three other
It's
things.
been real handy.
It's nice.
Real handy.
Well, it's kind of a town maintenance person, really. I mean, it's kind of been handy.
Yeah. Well, and the signs, the signs that we have up, cameras, no dogs, they were only on there with zip ties. And so after a while, those zip ties break. And so the sign will end up on the ground. So he went some hardware store somewhere and found brackets that would work. And he replaced one and had me go look at it. And then he's going to replace all the brackets. So they won't be falling off the fence again. Yeah.
It's not too much.
Who's doing this?
Ed, me,
Oh, Ed.
yeah,
He's
He's got
retired.
his stuff.
yeah.
Well, he's retired. He just wants
Yeah.
to.
So he's going to replace all those so the signs won't fall off anymore.
And you tell him if the neighbor to the park gives him any issue about that, to call me.
Oh, he's already sprayed weed killer over there.
Good.
He said the neighbor came out and said, I don't want that sprayed in my driveway. And Ed goes, it's not a driveway, it's an alley. And just kept right on spraying.
So,
That sound like it.
well, but it's true.
Yeah.
So he just kept right on going. Now he didn't spray like the whole thing. He just sprayed up against like the
I mean, it's-
fence
keep
and
the
the
weeds down.
basketball court. But, yeah.
Oh, a place in town I would like to ask him about
Uh-huh.
in front of the bank. Curb.
Yes.
The fire hydrant.
So I talked to him about that yesterday. He was over there spraying weed killer and he asked the homeowner about it. And the homeowner said, yeah, I'll get that. That's on me. I'll get that. It's still there.
So
So
it needs to be
I told him yesterday, I said, Ed, you need to go back and get it because I said they won't do
spray
it.
the hydrant too.
Okay.
You know, I mean, we don't need grass and weeds around a fire. They
No.
use that all the time when they have a fire.
Sure.
We don't need grass and weeds around it.
I think he just didn't want to step on their toes if he thought they'd get it, but
But it's a town, so
yeah, and they won't get it. I mean, I can tell him that they will not.
What about that lot coming into town? Susie, the empty lot,
So Ed's mowing
is
the
that mowed
strip
now?
under
It
the
wasn't mowed.
sidewalk and the strip above the sidewalk, just so it don't grow up and look horrible
Yeah.
when you come in town. Jason started doing it, and then Ed's picked it up now.
just need to send a lady a letter.
The rest of the
Yeah.
lot, the neighbors have taken over quite a bit for their parking.
Yeah, I saw this.
I have a friend that has offered a lot of money for that from my lot because he has a food truck. He wants to sit there so Dupont has lunch food and evening food.
You do well. You do real well.
That's,
You
I
want
know
me
he will, because the food will be excellent. He's tried to buy that.
Let me send her a letter too.
Yeah.
Oh, the weed's pretty high.
Yeah, they are.
The other issue, one other thing that I seen down here is on Reynolds Road. On your guys' road, when you turn in on the right, that's terrible right there. They got most of the yard, but then the ditch line and the trees are all grown out.
Where's this?
Right on that end of Reynolds, right when you turn on.
Oh, okay.
When you turn in Reynolds on the right.
And the guy keeps his yard nice and everything. It's not like that, but and it's really technically private right away. But on the right side, all that stuff's grown out, thrown out.
Right side going that way.
No, right side coming this way.
Okay.
House right on the corner, right across the
Yeah.
hallway. Not his yard, but right past it, there's a
Past his house.
Right past where he parks.
Okay.
That tree line there has grown up real bad. It's kind of over.
Who owns that property? Who's the property?
well, it'd be his property, but what they can come back and say is that's easement, it's road ditch, so that'd be our responsibility.
We get mowed. While we're on this, do we have a junk car ordinance? We do, don't we? This place called Street.
Yeah, we do.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Right across the street.
Right over here.
No, this house right across the street.
I hate that ordinance because it's my property and I can do what I want. I am the world's worst. I probably have 60 cars at my house. But if I want 60, I pay the taxes on it and I pay the taxes on it. So
I just noticed that every time I drive.
you wouldn't like going by my house.
The one that had the log.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking
Gotta
about.
give your personal credit.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you never
Yeah.
see it.
Roberts. Last name's
Yeah,
Roberts. Yeah.
Actually, my situation's a little different. It's either a parts car for an old collector car we're working on, or it's parts car for a trucks that we can.
I would never
think
know
there's-
the
I
insurance,
think
but
there's
I
a
never
difference.
drive by your house. But that's
There's no difference to people who are not car people.
I thought you meant the guy that lives right over here in the trailer and all his junk cars in the
I
yard.
didn't get to that yet.
Oh, let's look.
And what the way that always was before. I never got harassed by what they did because of business. With business. Hell, I got 8 trailers parked out front, but we used to never that. I just don't have nowhere else to park them.
Well, that's different.
Is that trailers or mobile homes?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Equipment trailers, a little quick.
Trailer, you're licensed, right?
Yeah,
Well, you're legal then.
but I probably have. I have 20 plus on the insurance guys. Vehicles.
Okay.
Okay. Smoke test. We sent out the letters. I think some people have fixed issues and some people said it wasn't on them and some people probably haven't done anything.
90% of them weren't on the property. I've looked at tons of ones.
So they are on the property that we sent the letter to?
No,
No.
not. They're on the
not.
neighbor. They just wrote down an address where they did those. It's not a good situation.
Okay.
The ones that the ones that are like gutter drains and that we know are caused by something like that, or
Uh-huh.
it's right by their house, yes. But the ones it's kind of hard to pick and choose here. We got one weekend out here in the alley, right by Chuck's house, across from where the trash truck sits, but it's a main.
Right.
And then, but there's also one weekend on the lot up there on the corner of Foster Dean's that is it's not a main. I know what it is. I know what the sewer is. I tore the house down. So I told them, they're going to pay me to fix that.
So I guess my question is, how do I follow up on this? Because we were supposed to follow up.
And maybe Scott have a suggestion. I'm kind of in the bond because I was what okay, prime example. Kathy Patton's house. The lid was off of her clean out, which caused them to have a plug, which we dealt with. But the lid was off their clean out. But then the letter got sent to Dean Ford. It wasn't on his property. that's what happens.
Okay.
I don't know how we fix that unless we just go around
Individually,
and individually look at every one of them.
yeah.
What we're gonna have to do, take the paperwork and just spend a day or two going around and looking at all of them. 'Cause I don't know what else to
What
do.
else are there?
Because I mean, we can't yell Scott if the leak's on my property, or we can't yell Lonnie if the leak's on your property. I mean,
How do we know?
well, we have a map. We have pictures.
And you have a picture of a big spot of grass.
The smoke coming out of it. I honestly think
I
that
said Belinda one.
I
I
honestly
want.
I honestly think they did what they did, and you hear me out on this, God, so that they would have to come back and fix it. Because if they told you where it was at, then of course your flag only lasts out to the guy mowing the yard throws it away, runs over.
Runs over it.
Then you got to hire them back so they can re-smoke it and then they'll fix it.
Must have to have a map already drawn up and go on market after they put the flags.
Right. And as far as those goes, I'm not impressed.
So then at some point, we probably need to all sit down together. Let me know which ones aren't,
Yes.
like it's the neighbor, not this guy, and I'll
It's
resend.
going to take a little work on our part to make sure
Okay.
that we get it right.
Because I hate to send out a second letter if there's something that you know about that I don't know about.
Right. The ones that Dean's one of them, like I said, is a main, and he had one out of the three that is an issue.
Okay.
And then I know that the barber,
It was
that's the
his
house
neighbor.
next door. You know, there's and there's probably tons of that. People see it and they're like, "Well, that's a neighbor's property." So trash. So we're pretty much going to have to go out and just. We're not going to find them without re-smoking them, but we can go tell. We know where the mains are. Scott and I know where the mains are, so we know if it's on a main. If I go look at them, I know if it's on a main or if it's a service line.
Okay.
It's just going to take a little bit of effort.
Well, maybe I can bring it with me next time and spend a few minutes on it and then I'll start.
Or be on a
Resending
Saturday or a
letters.
Sunday or something
Yeah.
and ride around in a golf cart or whatever and just check them out.
Okay.
That's what we're going to have to do to make sure that the correct people get the correct notices.
Okay, cool.
I had an interesting idea, Robin. I don't know how it would go, but I had an interesting idea how to make money for park or the school if we end up with the school. I think that we should sell side-by-side passes to ride into town. Side by side. You'll ride Dupont, pay $25 and buy you a sticker. I don't have a problem with it.
They do it anyway.
That's what I was gonna say. Why
They
would
do it all on my
pay?
road.
Do it all the
But the ones that
Uh,
did, it's just money you get. But if
Yeah.
you could get that enforced, if you could get the game warden out here to say, hey, if they don't have to have a Dupont sticker,
Hanover charges for the golf carts to run through.
everybody does. Every town charges for that. It costs. You gotta have.
We have police,
and you-
so
And here's the thing.
Stop it.
I think that we should have, if we did that, you should have to have proof of insurance.
Oh, yeah.
Then it would eliminate the dirt bike.
oh yeah, you do have to get
Yeah, I do.
insurance.
Yeah, I have
when you
insurance
get
on that golf cart right there. It's got full
Yeah.
coverage insurance like a vehicle.
And then you have to be of age to drive it, right?
You have to be at least 68 years old. And that's the Indiana law anyway, but you have to be 16 years old and have a valid driver's license.
Yeah, we have a kid right now that's driving one to the park all the time, and he's not old enough to have a driver's license. I'm sorry.
They go up my road to Delbert's Woods and ride, and you can ask Caleb, there's kids this tall on dirt bikes that you couldn't even see over a hill, and it's going to be, and people, that's the other
It's
thing.
gonna be brutal one of these days.
I would like to put some more spin on the signs up and down the road that I live on. They call it Reynolds Road, they call it that road,
Main
because
Street.
Main
Main
Street,
Street.
because
Say,
I'll
flag
tell you, they
food.
go by my house. And the crazy part is, I've lived on that road for the last 50 years. I don't know any of the cars that go by.
Yeah.
There's 12 houses on my road. If you think about that, there's only 12 or 13 houses on that whole road. And the traffic is nonstop flying. Come by my house, it's nonstop flying.
There's really no reason to go out that road.
So
Unless
It
you live out
goes
there.
to nowhere. But I would love to do that, and
It's-
then I would talk to Ben Flynn about having him set an officer at the Kindergarten Club back in there for a
You
little
get
while.
some good ones.
He would get a
Oh, yeah.
So I'm assuming then you would have to have an ordinance.
Well,
You guys have an ordinance,
on the self.
golf cart,
Yeah, they have an ordinance.
UCV, you'd have to have an ordinance.
But-
And then,
And I'm not sure that there's enough people in this town that would make enough money off of it to make it happen. Because but if I go to Hanover, I have to have a sticker on my side by side and go through Hanover. The officer sees it, I'm fair game. But that means if you do a benefit ride, there's complications with everything. Do you want everybody have to buy that? Or do they get that sticker? If you have the DuPont benefit ride sticker, does that pay for the year? If you paid your money, because then you would eliminate people wanting to come to your town.
Yeah.
It's twofold. But like Madison, when you go to the golf cart poker run, you gotta go in and pay money. I mean, you gotta have a sticker on a golf cart, and you gotta have insurance on it. And
you hate to charge them if it's gonna keep them from coming and
right.
paying the fee and making money that way. I know you just have to,
But if you included if it was $10 or $20 into the fee to join the ride and give them their sticker, then they have their sticker for a year and everybody's happy. Like the Dirty Turtle. Everything with Dirty Turtle, every year you had to buy a new sticker, and it's $20 for a sticker. You had to have the sticker on the machine. It just said Dirty Turtle, but you had to have a sticker. If you go to Tennessee, you go to any of the towns, you have anywhere you go. I would just like to see. I'm not opposed to kids having fun on dirt bikes and things, but there's so many little kids. It's like DuPont's become a daycare. Go out and play on your dirt bike or your bicycle in the middle of the road. We'll see you later. Hope you're okay. And then the first person that hits one of those kids, oh my God, they're terrible. They ran over my kid.
We were just talking.
One guy hit last year right by your house. On the 4-wheeler.
There's a racetrack out in Reynolds.
Yeah, I know. Pete Bell told me they fly. He said they fly in them little trucks and then run through the road ditches out there in front of his
Sometimes
house.
they turn around my house, and other times they go all the way to the other corner, and we're probably all the way to County Line. I don't know.
I mean, you could think about it this way. If we had an ordinance and we charge for it and, there's age limits and everything else on them, maybe then we could enforce when it's a little kid.
Right.
When the cops come out, maybe that they would enforce it then instead of just
They
saying,
could enforce it. They have
take it home.
All
Yeah.
they have. See, the county ordinance, you can ride that stuff on the road. But once again, to ride my side by sides on the county roads, I have to go to B&B and every 2 years and buy a sticker
Mhm.
and proof of full coverage insurance to legally ride it on the road. It eliminates dirt bikes and things because 90% of that junk don't have titles and they can't get a sticker. That's the thing. If it doesn't have like that stuff, if you don't have now like the city of Madison, a golf cart, of course they don't care, but like side by sides, you gotta have a title. I mean, you buy one, you gotta have a title just like a car.
Yeah.
And trust me, insurance is not cheap.
Mine's insured does sticker, but I never get out on the road with mine, but still.
Right. Well, we
the law.
ride on the road.
It's the law.
We enjoy riding on
It's the law, though. I just do it.
But when you're riding on the back road, if the speed limit's 35, you don't run 7.
Well, when the grandkids come, they get out.
That's the problem we have here. I mean, the speed limit by Caleb's house is 20 miles an hour. There's a sign on it.
I don't know. I have to think on that one because I kind of have an issue with the kids not being able to go out there and do those things. Yes, there's a lot of parents that should be taking better care of their kids. And people shouldn't be driving 70 miles an hour on the road. Like I say, that's just.
But whatever, and I'm not trying to disagree, but what city and go to Madison, let a kid get a dirt bike out in city streets, see how it lasts.
Yeah,
Because I don't
know
want-
different than Dupont.
No, but here's what happens. The first time one of them kids get ran over, the town's going to be in a lawsuit. Person driving's going to be the worst person in the world because they didn't see the little kid on
Yeah,
their go-kart coming over a hill.
I agree.
Because we didn't do that
That's an issue.
and then
but I still-
negligence by the town board.
Yeah, it'll be ugly.
We didn't address.
Hopefully it
the
never happens.
situation.
I pray that it never happens.
Didn't think it would happen, but it's gonna happen.
You can't see over that bump with the railroad tracks. You
No,
can't
you
see.
can't see over it.
You know that they don't have.
And you know, I don't have a
Sometimes some
problem
will
with
camp out on the
15-year-old
other
kids
side
doing
and
that.
they'll have like a person on a
But when you
phone.
got little
say it's
kids this
clear.
tall
Oh,
But
on
most of
dirt
the time
bikes,
it's
and that's
not.
who burns my road up. They're this tall.
I know which little kids they are. I spend a lot of time watching them and holding my breath. I understand. But we're talking about kind of changing something that's always been in Dupont based
I
on
don't
something
know.
that I tell the little kids.
I've got caught in Dupont riding a four-wheeler, and I pushed some bitch home from the school because the state cop followed me. So
Yeah,
it's not. It's always been illegal.
yeah,
It's never been.
yeah.
It was always legal if you were, farmed side by side or you were right. But one time I rode a four-wheeler to a ball game because I sponsored a baseball team, and I got caught in Dupont by the state police. I didn't have a sticker on my machine. He allowed me to go to school and made me push it back across the highway, and I was in my 30s, or I was probably in my late 20s.
I got caught too, and I was in my early 50s.
Yeah,
That's
I had to
why-
push it back.
That's why you're registered now, right?
Well, I mean, I want insurance on my stuff. I don't want
You
to. I don't
better
want to
have-
hit nobody. I don't want to see anybody hurt. As I've got older, a lot of things has changed for me,
Well, sure.
and I worry about a lot of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the same old thing. It's the kind of things that kind of wear on me. Everybody wants to bitch about crossing the highway at the school because one person got hit, but 8-year-olds ride dirt bikes up and down the streets with no guidance all day long. It's when that happens, and that's what happened at the school. It's sad. One person tragically lost their life crossing that highway.
Yeah.
Out of the many years that I've here, one person
It
did.
happened.
And now everybody's gun shy. They don't want to do anything because they don't want people crossing the highway.
Yeah.
That highway's dangerous, man. I don't even like walking across the
I
highway.
don't either.
I'm slow and hobble. I'm pretty good target.
I walked to the dollar store last week for the first time since it's been there because I had to cross the highway to walk there.
Don't believe the cars are driving the speed limit either.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of wrecks down there, but as far as people getting hit, one person lost their eye. I was the third person there.
On that though, with regards to road, I'd rather be intentional than reactive. I'd rather somebody not lose their life.
Well, if you write an ordinance, if you got an ordinance on the books, it's up to you how much you enforce it. But that ordinance covers you if something happens. I'm not saying you have to enforce it and burn everybody to the ground, but you need it on the books. So if something happens, they've got an ordinance that's breaking the law, then our liability goes away.
Yep.
Because I'm telling you, something happens, everybody's so sue happy. They don't want to
Oh,
sue
sure.
the property owner, the person, the insurance, the people, the town.
Should have a document written up. At the very least, for an advisory.
It's just an idea, and we don't have to go as far as all the paying for the stickers because the kids that are doing that are not buying stickers, not going to buy a sticker anyway. I just don't want to see one of them get hurt, and they fly. People fly down my road.
Oh, they do all the way through town.
Easily going 60 to make that jump.
Oh, and then when they go by my house, they kick her down on that hump. Hell, them Harleys come by there. I bet them Harleys are running 80 mile an hour and come by my house. And the county ordinance is 35 mile an hour on the speed limit.
35, yeah. City limits is
20.
20. You're in the city limits, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So then past coon hunters,
Then it's 35, but it's 20 up to the
35.
coon hunters club.
we've got several over there. And I think there's only one on the whole main drag up and down through town.
There's one out here when you come into town. I don't know, is there one on that end of town?
Right at the very end, I think, and that's it. But we definitely hear people pull out of the gas station and hit the gas. In my house, they never slow down until they get to the railroad tracks. They just
Don't know them slow down there.
no, but that's that's the point where their foot comes off the gas for the first time. And those kids that are riding up little dirt bikes up and down the road are right there.
Well, my thing about that is, who in the world does that with a kid? Who in the world? I mean, if you want your kids to ride a dirt bike, take them down the road and ride at the parking lot of the store. Never to let them all ride right over there.
Yeah.
But take the kids over. But who in the world just sends your kid out on a little dirt bike? And it happens. My God, my dad wouldn't have never done that.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I long for the nostalgia of old days of being able to do things in a certain
For the
way.
kids
But that
that
also
run
was
in my
accompanied.
yard.
That also was accompanied with intentional parenting, and I seem to be in a deficit for that.
I think I was 15 or 16 where I was ever allowed to ride one of my side by sides to be home. We lived out here and over there. But let's move on to, do we have any public session?
No.
I would assume not. Delinquent sewer bills, do you have a list of those, right?
I don't have the list, but Heidi just filed sewage liens on several. The highest one was like 2,000 and some dollars. And I guess it should have been filed last time, and I don't know what her excuse was, but it can get filed. So it's like doubled since then. So she's filing that one.
So Ron said that the water company was working on the ordinance.
Yeah.
So if the crazy part about that is if the water company will work with us and shut them off for lack of sewer payment, we won't have these delinquent bill issues anymore.
So the water company has always said no, but there's some new law out there now.
That's what Ron said.
They
He was telling me.
basically say they have to do
Is
that.
that in effect, you know?
Well, I'm meeting Ron tomorrow to go over what Brad Cage, the attorney, drew up. And then he's going to present it to his board next Monday. And I told him it would have to come to the board before it would actually be final. So it'll probably be June's meeting before we can actually get it finalized.
The other thing that we need to do too is we need to try to figure out if you need help from me or whatever, how to get the map to 811. So we can get all that.
I do need help with that because I've sent twice and
We'll just have to call them up and see what kind of map they expect this Scott may know. We're trying to get 811 so we're notified of people digging so we can locate the sewer. Because we've never had it out here.
And they want a map.
Yeah, I had to get on the phone with sign. I got to do that now because we had water leak College Hills and they never called me. It was our leak. So I had to, guess we're not on College Hills. So I done that over the phone one day.
Well, we did too, and then they come down to the maps and we sent them the map that we got from Wessel where they did the 3D map of all the sewer lines.
That's not good enough.
And that's what they keep saying. That's not good enough. I don't know if it's a different format. I mean, I'm not very online savvy, but I would like to. It'd be nice to know if somebody was digging so we could locate the line. Just, well, that would eliminate things like the building being built on the sewer main.
I'll just have to call them then and find out what they need. I'll get with you if I need.
Just something that we need to finish that before we forget.
Nothing else. I'll call them and see what they say they need.
I think I had to get online and mark the areas on the map, on computer map.
So you think you did it yourself?
I did some of it because there were some areas that weren't on there and I had to add them. And I need to call them because I always get locates for Hanover College and that's not us. So I need to take them off and add College Hills. So let me find out if I called and talked to somebody one day. They walked me through it online.
I'll find out what I need then too, and I'll end up calling them probably too and see.
Or just whatever you need from me, whatever we need to do.
Because you could probably
like to, you know that, right?
Yes.
Bobby scanning all of our. He took all of our old maps and scanning them into a nice map, so that may possibly help us as well. Guess it's time to do the bills and vouchers.
Yeah, the only sewage lien that Heidi wanted to file that I wouldn't let her
It's mine.
Did Heidi ever call you back and tell you what happened?
No,
It's the owner before you. Who had it before you? Not Maddox.
Massey.
Massey. There was an old bill on that property address that Massey's left that never paid.
Well, like Brent King situation.
Sort of like that. So she had a new girl helping her, and the new
Mhm.
girl picked it up, and that's what happened. And Heidi felt bad. She's like, "Oh my gosh!" I said, "You know that is important."
Well, I have one of those stories that's crazy. We bought a piece of property and we had a title search done. And when we decided to sell the property, they said, hold up, you owe money. Well, we didn't owe any money. And come to find out, the finance company had failed to pay a bill in Madison and they put a lien on the finance company. So until that was taken care of, we couldn't sell our property. So I had to pay a $300 bill for something that I'd never even had anything to do with, just so I could sell my property because the title search
Wow.
missed.
Well, Robin called me and I'm like, I have no idea. But if I owe it, let me know. I called Gail. She said, I don't. She said, you get a $2 something late charge. And I had no idea.
Yeah.
That was like, I guess if I owe it, I owe it, but I don't know why.
Well, when I sent them back to Heidi, I told her I pulled that one out, and I said, she doesn't know it. I said, I don't know what happened. And then Heidi looked into it and she said, oh, it's from the property owner way before you. I said, you've owned that property for
17, 18 years.
yeah. So I'm going to get with Gail while I'm there tomorrow and try to get a bunch of those old ones off the list. Because she said there's several like them. They're like really, really, really old. Ain't no sense keeping them on there. If they let the people leave without paying them, we're not going to get it. So,
And also, we forgot to mention about the tracks getting sealed.
yes. And the railroad signs.
Yes. Yeah, the railroad crossing got painted and the cracks got sealed.
Yep. Yeah.
Bobby, it's kind of funny. Bobby sent me a text and he said something about Phil's doing crack in Dupont. It's spelled Phil Phil. I said, who's Phil? Why is he doing crack? I knew what he meant.
And it was unfortunate they came and painted the railroad stripes
Right before they did the crack
right
seal.
before they did the crack seal. And so there's a few places where the black line goes right over top of the white
Crack seal
paint.
will only help though. I mean, it'll
Yeah.
help seal them up, make them last. We have pretty decent roads right now compared to what they have been. Like
Preserve it. And, as long as we get the grants,
yeah,
we're paying very little, so it's crazy not to do it. All right, so you didn't sign any of these last time, so you got a bunch to sign this time.
my favorite.
All right.
I think we all just have stamps. We can stamp.
Do that. Last time. So yeah, Duke Energy's electric bill runs sky high a lot of times, so it must be because the pumps running.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it's dry season, they'll run an hour a day.
So this is the part that we had to order to fix the water fountain. Global Industries is.
And he get it all hung back up.
Yes, he did.
So it's pretty crappy plan.
Yeah.
We didn't want to get it loose because some things are falling all over.
He did get it put back up.
So the REMC, which part of town is in REMC? Is that the
It's
sewage?
the
Lagoon.
lagoon.
That's it, because I know the rest of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you heard about the latest power outage we had in Dupont, but we were almost 2 days without power because of that where surgery and they wouldn't fix it.
Recently.
Yeah, that last storm we had, we were out
It
just
didn't
far road.
affect everybody. It was
Just Ralph Burgess' house on, there was 30 people.
Mark and Jane and Linda on this side of the
We almost
they
lost
also
all our food.
They had electric.
no,
No, they didn't have it.
I had electric for
And
everybody
then
else.
they didn't. Why wouldn't they go to Ralph's and fix it?
It's just, I remember there was just a small number of people and they were working on big tire outages, so
Yeah, there were one press.
I had to drag that generator out. Well, my refrigerator was starting to get hot.
Yeah, it was out from like middle of the night. I don't know what time till late.
11:30.
Is that what time?
11:30.
Yeah, the day before they kept telling us they wouldn't even give us the time to turn it on, and I called them and then they called me and said it was going to be 11:59 the next day.
You lost all your food, Caitlin?
Almost did not though.
Goodness. So here's the Duke Energy 707. It's like double what it usually is.
Out the wall.
Yeah.
It says it's going to go up. I've seen we're just got another rate increase. How much the water bill is going to go up so we can do all this infrastructure it's coming up. Excellent.
I have another check.
Sure, because they got to get homes for the data center, so she don't pay all the homes back.
Yeah, you know. Was that
512.
What did
Did you get April's? This is April.
Scott? What did Ponder work on down there recently? Did he fix anything?
Those are a couple months old.
Yeah, that controllers where they.
I just don't know. I'm not. I just was wondering what he worked on.
Yeah.
It's been, I mean, I lost track of time, but it's been,
Yeah, those are from last month. They should have been signed last month.
yeah.
So those are a little bit older.
I called him when I was having trouble that day. Remember, I had to get D&H down there.
Right.
And they had a bad float.
Yeah.
Replace it. Should be replacing the float on the ticket.
That's when you get the bills together. They all come out as automatic drafts, so a lot of times when I do the form, I just put them together. One of them's probably street lights. The other one's probably street lights we added, and then the other one is the pump station. Okay, so question on this. When we did the sewer line under the roof for the dollar store, we had to get a $20,000 bond.
Yes.
Cost us $200 for insurance. I got a bill for another $200 from insurance. So I called them and I ignored it. I thought we're not doing that. It said it was for underground lawn boring. So I didn't do it. They called me and they said, you have to pay it today. And I said, well, you don't need it anymore. He says we have to have a release from NDOT. So I had to pay it.
I have no idea.
Yeah. So I had to pay it. But if I get the release and send it to them, they'll send me back the refund, whatever.
Okay, so basically we just got to get something signed by NDOT that we did damage and stuff.
Okay.
I would say that will, but we're going to have to carry this bond
Until
we
we get that
release from
Yes.
NDOT.
Yeah.
But to have that kind of bond for that kind of work for $200 a year is pretty cheap.
Yeah. Yeah. But so I called Gardner and she didn't know. So then the West Bend lady got on the phone and said, you have to have a release if you're not done. You don't need it anymore. Otherwise, she said, I would not just pay it. I said, because, you could be held liable for something because you don't have that release from NDOT. So
Well, this is for when this comes on, you guys will see it when I know what it is. But it's for the extra stop arrow or line and arrow in front of the bank. Did you notice it? We had Robin had one painted on. I got first 100 of us to do that. All the other we had grant money to pay for all of our run costs.
But he was here that day, so I went out there and asked him if he could do it, and he said for $100 he could. And he did it while they were here, so.
And he's getting all kinds of, he got his clothes, supplies, a key, dust pan.
Well, I only had one key to that metal cabinet, so I didn't really want to give it to him. And he goes, "Here, I'll have one made." So he did. But he went over like right before we had the Easter egg hunt and spent like 3 hours blowing off all the winter
Oh, no, he's kind of,
stuff on there. I said, "I'm glad I got you, and I'm not over here doing this today."
how often is this insurance right here?
Oh, that's once a year, and we just paid it. Now, last year we paid, and the year before, I think we paid $4,000 out of the park on that. We don't have it. So the town's gonna have to pay it this year.
See, that's the other thing. You start talking about getting to school.
Yeah.
Well, the park added that, doubled that. That's it doubled that, pretty much doubled that amount.
Yeah.
Parks is expensive as all the rest of the insurance.
Park's expensive.
That's a lot of responsibility, I think. Talk about the insurance, but I don't know, 2020, about that 2020 workshop. So, with me driving, no access, no tickets, none of from that 52 years old is 180 a month. It's a high.
Used to the thing.
That's crazy.
Premium.
Yeah,
That is crazy. But it costs so much to fix insurance. You back it up.
And here's that. And I noticed to call them, call NDOT on that insurance.
Yeah, I'm sure I saw the release because that guy was really nice at working with us on
He
that.
was, yeah.
Helpful.
Yeah, he was.
I don't know. I kind of wondered. I bet we go through. I don't know. It'll be another divorce situation, but I bet we go through another situation with a pump from this corner up here, the development now.
Do they know?
I'm sure they've been told it's all got sewer and it's all good. So the situation is, somebody decided that they were going to start a subdivision years ago. The subdivision never got approved, but in the meantime, they went ahead and paid somebody that shouldn't have been installing a whole sewer system in the subdivision. Had it installed, and it wouldn't pass inspection. And they never paid the tax bill.
No.
They never tapped on it. They're no longer tapped on it.
And they wouldn't. So then the town wanted the paperwork and was going to look into it to see if we could salvage it because we had the barn hooked onto it and then shed that he was in the shed at the time. They wouldn't or couldn't produce the paperwork from back then. And so we unhooked for that reason and non-payment the barn. So it is unhooked off our main completely. But
They're
I think there's still sewer going in it.
Now,
Yeah. unless they've done something to put it back together, it's unhooked from the back. So they think there's just a good sewage system, and they're just other houses being built
Well, they
houses.
built houses.
They're cleaning their own. They got it all staked off for one.
Might let Josh Klein know.
I think they're gonna put at least one in there.
Josh should make them. Well, in Hanover's rules, he'll make them show where they paid $1,000 tap fee.
Well, but it ain't even that. The sewer that they're trying to hook to would never pass inspection. It's
That's
just
what I mean. Let him know. You stop it.
well,
not
if
as true
they
for-
want to put a septic in, there's no problem with that either.
No, they can put a septic in.
Yeah, but as far as hooking that sewage,
All right, Scott. 4/7, I have a check here for you. We had it a week early last month
Yeah.
because I was gonna be gone and John was gonna be
Yeah.
gone.
and you were here, I don't think you got paid.
And I don't think you came. So this evidently has been in my thing ever since. I don't.
Sure. I mean, I
Did you call me for another one?
Did not attend the meeting.
Yeah, April 7th, you weren't here, so you didn't get your check.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
but
have a
that
week
goes
early.
with
You had
this.
another meeting in the town of Hanover that night.
I'm saying, I don't, you got your checks, but you weren't here at the last meeting.
But here's one that I wrote on another one the same month of April.
Because that's what I was looking. I usually just put the whole thing in, and I had a deposit like on the 8th.
Okay, so that has to be that one then.
Yeah.
So you came out to the house and got it that one day, remember?
Yeah.
I think that was
That's
right
what-
before I left.
Yeah, you guys were going on vacation or
Okay.
something. Yeah.
Okay, I just
I'm
didn't
pretty
wanna-
sure
I just didn't want to not pay you, Scott.
Yeah.
Avoid that, baby.
Right.
Mhm.
Thank you for being honest.
All right, moving forward here. Nobody has anything else?
I heard back from the pump guy. He said they don't make that pump anymore, but they was trying to cross it over with another type of pump. So
The next meeting date will be June the 9th, 2026. And, did I get a motion to get the meeting adjourned?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second? All in favor?
All right.
Meeting is adjourned.
You did enough damage.
What's that?
You did enough damage.
There you go.
That much money.
Actually.